Good day, students. Today, we will continue the beginner series for Wuthering Waves, and in this third episode, I will go over everything you need to know about the Resonators, which are the playable units of the game, as well as the ecosystem, which represents the gear system of this game. If you missed the previous videos, you can find the links in the description. Without further ado, let's get right into sharpening those pencils and opening your notebooks, as today's class is hereby in session. Resonators are the controllable characters in Wuthering Waves, primarily acquired through the game's gacha system known as Convene. Some Resonators can also be earned for free through specific in-game missions and events. Before tackling more complicated things, let's take a look on the primary attributes which you will find in the game that can be used by the Resonators. As can be seen, there are quite a lot of multipliers you will need to pay attention to, but this diversity will also allow for some considerable diversification in the builds, as you can choose to build a character in different manners, depending on which part of its kit you want to focus upon. Resonator elements and weapons. Each Resonator is aligned with one of 6 elemental types: Glacio, Fusion, Aero, Electro, Spectro, Havoc, that dictate the nature of their attacks. It's also important to note that the elements will not interact with each other like they do in Jianxin. The elemental system is similar from the one in Punishing Grey Raven or Star Rail, where Electro units will do more damage to enemies weak to this element and so forth. It's basically a system put in place to incentive variety in building multiple teams and units and not run the same team for each encounter. Additionally, Resonators use specific weapon types: Broadblade, Gauntlets, Pistols, Rectifier, and Sword that influence their combat style and abilities. Resonator skills. Each Resonator possesses 6 distinct abilities that define their combat style. Basic attack, the primary method of attack, available at all times. Resonance skill, special abilities that range from offensive to supportive, typically with a cooldown. Forte circuit, a unique ability represented by a gauge that changes color and activates based on the Resonator's elemental type. Resonance liberation, the most powerful ability that needs to be charged through combat actions before use. Intro and outro skills, triggered during character switches, enhancing the incoming Resonator's capabilities. A bit more on the Resonator abilities. Normal, heavy, and plunge attacks. Normal attacks follow a pattern of 3 to 5 or more strikes. Heavy attacks consume a set amount of stamina, often deal higher vibration damage, and require you to hold the attack button. Plunge attacks can be executed by jumping and attacking on the spot. Successfully landing any of these attacks grants energy towards 3 things: Forte circuit, Concerto, and Resonance liberation. Note: if you're unsure about your character's abilities, there's a tutorial button at the bottom right of the character's menu screen. It will take you to an instance that explains all abilities and rotations in basic detail. This guide section will cover the basic terms and how everything interacts. Forte circuit. Every character has a unique Forte circuit that defines their playstyle. Some Forte circuits are activated through their skill by pressing or holding the button, while others are triggered through heavy attacks. This mechanic is unique to each character and is central to their playstyle and rotation, especially when swapping party members mid-combat. For example, Rover significantly fills their Forte circuit after completing their normal attack pattern. Their Forte circuit can be filled up to 2 meters. Using the Resonance skill consumes 1 meter, allowing the skill to perform a different version that deals more damage and changes its animation and number of hits. Your Fortes have 2 types of upgrades: enhancing the base values of normal attacks, Resonance skill, Resonance liberation, Forte circuit, and Intro skill. After the first ascension and beyond, you can unlock a one-time upgrade for each of these abilities. For normal attacks, skill, liberation, and intro skill, this upgrade adds a multiplier or effect on top of the base values, such as increased attack percent or crit rate percent. Forte circuit upgrades provide additional effects instead of multipliers, significantly impacting your playstyle and enhancing the character's combat potential. Intro and outro skills. By landing any attack on an enemy, you gain concerto energy. Once it is full, swapping to any character will activate the intro skill of the incoming character, dealing damage, while triggering the outro skill of the outgoing character, providing buffs to the active character. Keep in mind that only one outro skill can be active at a time, as most effects are removed when you swap out the current character. Intro skills. These generally deal damage upon swapping in. Additionally, intro skills can interact with some characters' forte circuits, such as by providing energy to activate them. Outro skills. These are crucial for team composition, offering direct or elemental buffs to the incoming character or special effects like vibration damage. These buffs disappear once you switch to another character or when their duration ends. Important note, which came live in version 1.0, all characters' outro buff skills have been updated from standard increases. For example, heavy attack damage percent for Mortefi or resonance liberation damage percent for Jianxin that stacked additively with normal increases, such as electro damage percent or standard damage percent, to a new multiplier called a deepen multiplier. The deepen multiplier functions as a true multiplier outside the standard damage formula, applying after all normal team buffs like crit rate, attack percent, damage percent, etc. are calculated. For example, if you normally dealt 1000 damage, a deepen buff of 38% would increase that damage to 1380. This significant change enhances the value of characters with deepen buffs, making them especially beneficial for powerful main damage characters. Resonance skills and resonance liberation. The resonance skill, along with the forte circuit, defines a character's role in the party. These abilities enable other characters, create shields, generate energy off the field, disrupt enemies, or deal damage with coordinated off-field attacks. A variety of skills can be enhanced when used in conjunction with a character's forte circuit. Resonance liberation, also known as ultimates, are a character's signature moves that deal massive damage with a short animation and low amounts of iframes. Alternatively, they can enhance the character's abilities such as skills, forte circuit, and normal attacks. Note that the animations are brief and not as reliable for iframe usage compared to dodging. Similar to skills, resonance liberation can also benefit the character's forte circuit while supporting other active characters. For example, Mortefi's resonance liberation allows all party members to deal fusion damage whether he is on or off the field. Swapping him out and triggering his outrow skill will increase the heavy attack damage of all party members and fill Mortefi's forte circuit. Strengthening Resonators. Enhancing a Resonator's combat effectiveness involves leveling up, upgrading their fortes. Skill trees similar to the trace system from Star Rail, unlocking stages of their resonance chain, which is the dupe system of this game, and equipping them with appropriate weapons and echoes. These upgrades allow Resonators to tackle more challenging content within the game. Now let's give each one of these strengthening methods a close look. Character level and ascension in Wuthering Waves. In Wuthering Waves, each Resonator has a level that starts at 1 and can be increased up to 90, gaining enhanced stats along the way. Resonators begin with a maximum level cap of 20, but to progress beyond certain milestones, they must be ascended, raising their level cap by 10 each time, up to a maximum of 90. Ascension requires materials obtained from boss challenges and various overworld sources. Additionally, the ability to ascend a Resonator is also governed by your union level, restricting ascension beyond specific points without sufficient account progression. Therefore, do not expect to fully level up a unit to 90 on day 1. Fortes. Fortes represent a skill tree unique to each Resonator, offering stat bonuses, additional passive abilities, and enhancements to 5 core skills. Fortes require materials from forgery challenges, weekly challenges, and overworld enemies for upgrades, and a Resonator must be ascended appropriately before their fortes can be advanced. Resonance Chain, Wavebands. This is the dupe system of the game, which provides enhancements or new passive abilities to Resonators with each additional dupe acquired, with 6 possible upgrades per Resonator. These upgrades are unlocked through acquiring duplicate Resonators, known as Wavebands, either from convenes or specific in-game activities. However, the in-game shop limits purchases of Wavebands to 2 per character, including those currently featured. The main character is an exception, with Wavebands obtainable through specific missions and merchant rewards. Weapons. Weapons will provide Resonators with additional stats and passive abilities, with each weapon capable of being leveled and ascended from 1 to 90. Weapons have inherent abilities that begin at rank 1 and can be upgraded to rank 5 using the synthesis function, which consumes duplicate weapons to enhance the primary weapon's ability. Note that weapons are only usable by Resonators compatible with that weapon type, and any weapon used in synthesis is permanently expended. Also note that all weapons can mine any type of ore or break any stone. However, certain weapon types, such as guns and rectifiers, have varied or no methods for parrying. Some can parry through plunging attacks, while others rely on specific skills. In this game, echoes function as the equipment that can be worn by your units, essentially the artifacts from Jianxin or relics from Star Rail. By outfitting your Resonator with echoes, they receive a range of stat boosts, from HP and attack to energy regeneration or critical stats. Echoes are primarily responsible for the majority of stats for your Resonators. Each echo possesses an active echo ability. There are 5 echo slots available. The echo in the first slot provides an active echo ability for you to use, while the sequence of the others is irrelevant. There are 4 different echo classes: Common Class, which has a cost of 1, Elite Class, which has a cost of 3, Overlord Class, which has a cost of 4, Calamity Class, which also has a cost of 4. Cost System. Echoes have a cost requirement that varies from 1 to 4 based on the echo's class. Initially, each Resonator has a cost capacity of 10, which can be increased to 12 via databank upgrades. Resonators can equip echoes only up to their cost limit. This capacity dictates which echoes you can equip in the first slot as your echo skill without affecting your set's effect. Cost 4 echoes. These come from world bosses, which drop character ascension materials and can be farmed every few minutes indefinitely. Cost 3 echoes. These are from medium enemies with vibration strength, stagger. They are limited in quantity per day, so it's best to farm them daily, preferably in co-op with friends or strangers. Cost 1 echoes. These come from small enemies found in higher quantities around the map, making them the easiest to farm most of the time. You cannot stack more than 2 bosses in a set, so you'll need to manage your echoes strategically. Ideally, your echoes should be arranged as follows. Details on echo stats. Each echo has 2 main stats. The first one is random and the second is predetermined. Depending on the cost, the first main stat can vary, while the second stat is always fixed. Cost 4 echoes. The second stat is attack, and they can roll into crit rate, crit damage, attack, defense, HP, or healing bonus. Cost 3 echoes. The second stat is attack at a lower amount, and they can roll into elemental bonus damage, any element regardless of the set, attack, defense, HP, or energy regen. It's important to note that the elemental damage boost corresponds to one of the 6 possible elements. It does not enhance all elemental damage. Cost 1 echoes. The second stat is HP, and they can roll into attack, defense, or HP. Each echo can possess up to 5 substats, with the exact number dependent on the echo's rarity. A substat slot becomes available for tuning every 5 levels an echo gains, with up to 5 slots available at level 25. Echoes cannot have duplicate substats, although their substats may replicate their main stats. Echoes can be leveled up to enhance their main stat bonuses. However, substats must be unlocked through tuning and cannot be altered or improved once set. The maximum level an echo can reach depends on its rarity, which varies from rank 2 to rank 5. Echoes of higher rarity start with better base stats and gain more from upgrades. Tuning is a game mechanic that unlocks substats for echoes. For every 5 levels an echo gains, a substat slot becomes available for tuning, up to a maximum of 5 slots at level 25. Tuning requires materials primarily obtained from tacit field cleanup, excluding one-time rewards, so it's recommended to reserve these materials for echoes with optimal main stats. Additionally, echoes of different rarities require distinct tuning materials. When you defeat a tacit discord, monster enemy, there's a possibility it will leave behind an echo for you to absorb. The likelihood and quality of the echo depend on your databank level. Enemies within the game world reset daily, and this timer is unique to each world. This allows players to join others' worlds to farm echoes, with co-op mode unlocking at Union level 30. In co-op, loot is individualized, so each player has a chance to obtain an echo after each enemy is defeated, facilitating an effective and potentially endless farming method by cycling through different worlds with other players. The databank is the in-game menu where you can track your databank progress, view your collected echoes, and more. It is divided into 3 sections: Databank, Echo Gallery, and Sonata Gallery. Databank. Databank is a feature that influences several aspects of echo interactions, including drop rates, maximum absorbable rarity, enhanced absorption probability, and cost limits for equipping echoes. The echo drop rate starts at 10% and can increase to a maximum of 20% at databank level 10. The maximum absorbable rarity determines the highest rarity of echoes you can absorb, starting at rank 2 and increasing to rank 5 by databank level 15. Note that the lowest rarity you can obtain is always 1 rank below the maximum. Enhanced absorption probability is the chance of absorbing the highest rarity of echo possible at your current level, beginning at 20% and reaching up to 100% at databank level 20. The cost limit, which dictates the maximum cost of echoes that resonators can equip, starts at 10 and increases to 12 by databank level 9. Upgrading your databank requires collecting unique echoes, each providing up to 55 databank XP depending on the highest rarity absorbed. Your databank won't level up if your union level isn't high enough. Be sure to raise your union level first, then focus on your terminal. You can check your databank to see which echoes and their ranks you are missing. The highest rarity that can grant EXP to your databank are 4-star echoes, so make sure to collect them once your databank level is high enough. Additionally, leveling up your databank provides rewards, such as currency for gacha, a plus 10 max stamina increase up to level 10, and a 60 waveband refresh every few levels, among other benefits. Echo Gallery. The Echo Gallery serves as a compendium where you can track your echo collection progress, the databank XP gained from each echo type, possible sonata, set, effects of the echoes, and their locations on the map. Sonata Gallery. The Sonata Gallery allows you to review each sonata set effect, understand their functions, and identify which echoes can be associated with each sonata effect. Set bonuses. Echoes can also be part of sets, and equipping multiple echoes from the same set grants additional bonuses to the Resonator. There are currently 9 different sets, each offering bonuses for 2-piece and 5-piece configurations. It's important to note that equipping multiple instances of the same echo does not count towards these set bonuses. However, a shiny version of an echo counts as a different one. A new feature added in version 1.0 allows you to recycle echoes into random ones at a 5-to-2 conversion rate, regardless of rarity. All echoes come with a predetermined skill, whether it's a transformation, summon, heal, or any type of damage. The damage dealt by an echo is based on its natural element, not on your resonator. For example, if the echo is an electro monster, it will deal electro damage. However, you can activate an echo skill and, if timed correctly with its animation, switch to another character while the echo skill continues its effect until the animation finishes. This allows you to maximize the benefits of both the echo and your party. Additionally, some echo skills can counterattack the enemy, parrying their flawed attacks and dealing vibration damage, but this ability must be explicitly stated in the echo skill description, as not all skills have this capability. And that will be all for this episode. Hopefully now all the intricacies of the resonators and the ecosystem are clear to you. But if you still have questions about any of them, you can ask away in the comments section below. Although this will be the last individual episode of this beginner series, I plan to also release a combined version with all the information from the last 3 videos to have it all in one neat package. This combined video will also contain revised information, as there have been some updates, as well as one additional chapter which I believe you will want to check out, even if you are already playing the game. Now, as a conclusion, I also want to know how your feelings relate to the latest announcement regarding the change in the event schedule, and if you are planning on rolling on Yinlin when she comes out. But that will be all for today, so until next time, I am Professor Veritas Ratio, and remember, stay smart and sexy.